All right, guys, we are headed down to check on the Cessna that had an engine failure just south of Nephi. We heard they're working on it, getting close to getting it back together. They don't know we're bringing them anything, but we're going to take them down some snacks. I overhauled 2 different engines in the middle of a field before, and I would have loved snacks. So we're going to take some drinks and goodies down, see how they're doing, see if they need any help. Let's get that airplane out of the field and get them home. You guys know the drill. Back to work.
It's physics, math, and engineering. Machine it, draft it, build it, test it, break it. Every time something new gets built, the entire world advances. Laying in bed at night, it's designing new parts, designing new suspension, designing new wings.
This is about the biggest field I've ever seen in my life. We have like a 45,000 foot long runway here. We brought you guys some snacks. We got candy bars, drinks, water, soda, stuff.
Would be awesome.
There you go.
Thank you.
The other side of that mountain is not where you want to be. What was the official problem? Oh. That sucked a valve and it beat the crap out of it for a while. My gosh. And it was actually, so you can see the top right here. It's beat all the way through. The first thing we wanted to see, of course, the oil is getting changed, drained, and everything, but just to see if there's any metal that made it through. So first thing you want to do is look through it. I don't see anything going through the top. So actually looks like part of the valve is burned into the top right here and beat up pretty good, but I don't see anything on the back side, so I don't think anything dropped down in. And then also checking all the rings going around, I don't see any marks of anything getting wedged against the side and sneaking by, so the bottom of this engine should be in pretty good shape. Of course, when it gets back to the hangar, they can check it all out more thoroughly, but that's how you land in this beautiful place. Forced, but we're all here, so. My wife has turned into mechanic over there. Anyway, we're just getting ready to button it up, cal it up. Do you think you can take it out today, or you got enough time? Or
We got enough light, we'll take it off today.
It's actually, we got more time than it looks like because the clouds are hiding the sun that's still up, but got a slight breeze. It's nice and cool. I wish I had a jacket, so should have pretty good power out of here. What are we altitude? Maybe 4,500, 4,700 or something?
Yeah, close to 5.
Close to 5 tops. So, so we got a great place to get out of here. So hopefully the run up goes good and a double check. And then if we're lucky, this thing will fly home tonight and then be pulled apart and double checked again.
In a more comfortable place to work.
Yeah. Now that you've experienced it, would you be any different in your emergency engine out, training, or does it feel any different now that it's happened?
No.
No.
No. I mean,
Good.
it's something that we drill to death. Flying a plane like this in a place like this, I mean, it doesn't have any power, doesn't have any performance, and it makes you think twice or 3 times before you take it over certain places. And
Like that?
yeah. If I'm taking off from Provo and I want to go that way to Colorado,
Yeah.
I'm climbing all the way till about here before I turn left. It just
So
takes
you're
that
climbing
long.
for about 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Half hour, 45 minutes.
Half hour at least, and then I can climb over that and keep climbing until I'm about 12, 13,000 feet to get over Skyline Drive that direction.
I've had a couple engines go out, certified and experimental. Normal motors that just didn't stay alive, similar to this situation. The first time it happened to me, I thought to myself, you know, I did all the engine out trainings, and this is 20 years ago, but I did the training, I went through it. But for me, I felt like it was almost the motions, but it would never really happen. Like that's what I thought when I first started to fly. It didn't mean I didn't train for it or I wasn't ready for it, but for me, when it actually happened and I got it down safe and didn't bend it, I sat back and thought about it, I went, you know what? Yeah, the training was right. We did the right thing. We didn't bend a plane, but I don't think I took it serious enough. Like at least I didn't, to say, no, but really, like if it quit right now, not kind of like, it probably never will, but of course I would do this or that. Like I kind of had a little more relaxed, it would never happen to me attitude, which is not really safe. And I think for me, after that first experience, it changed. And it changed how much I fly at night, what I'm willing to fly, what plane in particular I'll even fly at night. And then there's also limitations to what mountains I will and will not cross with a given plane. Like my limitations moved drastically. Mm-hmm. I wanted to bring up something that I fly with. I keep a locator with me because on this side of the mountain, hey, we got a road right there. I can see cars. We got a road 10 miles over there. I can see semi trucks. You land, you walk out.
Well, in my case, your helicopter showed up about 2 seconds after we shut the engine down.
I think
that was pretty cool.
I think the helicopter was on the ground before you got out of the plane. But what's really interesting, and this comes back to search and rescue, on that side of the range, I would have to spend a lot of time to think how many planes I've been on the recovery side on that side where they didn't have this and they couldn't walk out, but they survived. Sadly, many of them survived the landing or the crash into the trees or whatever else, but they never could get a cell phone signal. Sometimes we're able to find them and sometimes we find them too late. And though they survived, they didn't make the days it took to locate them. So my flight bag, I keep a Garmin InReach locator. And then in my helicopter under the seat, I keep one in case someone else is flying it. Real quick, for those of you who don't know what a Garmin InReach is and why it's so much different than a cell phone or a radio is going to work if you've got someone fairly close. I mean, it's perfect when the rescuers are getting there and you're talking to the guy in the helicopter that's overhead. But if you're down in a canyon, we've been places where you might catch them for a few seconds as they go by, and then they're back out of reach. Just because a power output of a radio built into your helicopter or your aircraft has so much more watts than these do that they just don't quite have the range. So I do love these, but a lot of times you won't be able to reach anybody on them. A cell phone, if you have a cell phone tower, you're in good shape. If your battery's good and it wasn't dead, these last a long time. I just periodically charge it up and leave it turned off, always on standby, but it's no cell phone system, strictly satellite based. So anywhere you are, you can pick up a signal, send a text via satellite, and hit an SOS. So because it's satellite based, someone's always going to find you. So that's what makes this different above and beyond a radio or a cell phone. But I won't fly without it, and I won't let my wife or my kids fly without it. But unfortunately, I know a lot of people that land in other places, and I unfortunately just did a recovery call out in my last video. They got stuck. One of them survived, one of them didn't, because rescuers couldn't get there for 10 days. Where if they had had one with them, the gentleman passed away at day 9. That was one made it, one didn't. I'll probably get too emotional to talk about, so I won't do it. The various aircraft that went down, and you don't always get a cell phone signal, you can't rely on that, but if you got a way to send an SOS, and some even will allow you to text to satellite, you can be anywhere on the planet and go down, and then you change it from, do I need to survive for 3 days or 20 days? To a, shoot, they probably won't get here, they just texted me, life flight's on the way, or I'm not injured, and they got my location and they said they can be here in 30 minutes. Now you're thinking about, well, I'm hungry, I'm gonna be late for dinner. I'm just glad you're on this side and we didn't have to go find you. So good job on a nice landing and a safe trip home. So let's get you airborne and get you out of here.
Awesome, thank you.
So this has been my traveler. This went to Alaska with me, hung out in Draco with me, and probably find in my old videos, this was hanging on my upper left side of Draco and went everywhere I went. So now it hangs out in my flight bag and goes in every plane I fly. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. I just want to get you caught up. Since that plane came back, Charles, that was in the plane with the flight instructor you just saw in this video, it was his last prep flight for his check ride that he was immediately going to do following that flight when that engine quit. He since has done a check ride in that aircraft and is now a pilot. So way to go, Charles. That is awesome. Talk about getting right back up on the horse and getting that license out of the way. So we'll see you up in the air someday soon. I want to throw up a link on my website for Garmin. Also on this video, you can find a link about the Garmin InReach. I talked quite a bit about it in this video. I've had too many cases where things didn't go well, so I really feel like I'm talking so much about it. It's not about selling, it's about that I'm really passionate about it. And I've had way too many experiences where we needed to find someone and we had no way to get a hold of them. So thank you guys, appreciate it. Check out that link, check out Garmin. We appreciate Garmin, what they do for aviation to make us all safer. We love you guys know the drill. Back to work.